Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're on day 25. Look alive, day 25. I can't believe we made it this far. They say it takes 21 days to make a habit, and I think we got a guitar habit now. So if you're following along, thank you for being here. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like and comment on the videos and stuff. Like what you're learning, if you're jamming along, all that good stuff. I really appreciate hearing from you guys. I've been able to answer some questions out there on how to play the guitar as well, so I'm really happy about that. Today's lesson is going to be unlocking rock and roll with this whole thing called power chords. You've never heard of power chord before. So far we did some open chords like strumming along. Those are campfire chords sometimes, or cowboy chords is another name for them as well. But today we're going to do power chords. They have power behind them, and they are the secret or the success to rock and roll. And so when we do a rock and roll thing on here, they're 2-note chords is one thing I want to point out from my notes on here. They sound great with distortion or on an acoustic. And to learn how to play them, you move up and down the fretboard on there and you use them in progressions. Now, power chords are 2-note chords that consist of what's called a root note, and it's also called a perfect fifth. So if I'm on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, the low E string up here, I push down on that, there's a G note right there. And a perfect fifth would be just 2 frets up on your A string. There's going to be a perfect fifth right here, which will technically be a D. So when you go circle of fifths, which we'll get to circle of fifths in a different video eventually, but when you play these two together, just playing those 2 notes right there, and you got a power chord. Ranger says hello today, by the way. Everybody say hello to Ranger in the comments below. There's Ranger's out there barking away as usual. He says, hey, we need more coffee in here. Oh, yeah, always that thing. So here's G major chord right there, or G power chord. G5 is what some people might call it out there, I do believe. These are neither major nor minor, and it makes them versatile in any musical context. So if I was to play this and then move over 1 fret to a C with a 5th right here, here's a C5, move up, and be D5, I believe. That's what most rock and roll is consisting of, is those 3 chords kind of thing. So it'd be like, that's where a lot of blues goes, or Louie Louie, like I was just trying to mess around with, or something like that as well. Now, when you go into these power chord things on here, there's a low E string thing I want to show you with the E, because E is different on this. I'm going to go through the neck, and I'm going to introduce you to some variations of this today. So if I put my index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and I play the open E and this chord together, here's your E power chord right here. That's like in the beginning, I believe it would be Enter Sandman by Metallica, which I never played correctly, but I play it like. Something like that, you know? But here's your E right there. If you want to move up to F, you're going to be on the 1st fret of the 6th string on there. 3rd fret of the A string. Here's your F. Going to move 2 frets up to G, 2 frets up to A, 2 frets up to B, 2 frets up to C. You're going to go actually right here between A, B, C. Between B and C is half fret. You got to remember on that. My mistake on that one. So half fret right here, B and C, then D. Now if you go up to 12th fret, that's technically E again right there. Now if you move over to the other strings on this, and you move to your 5th and your 4th string, which would be your A and your D strings, you got B right here, got A if you put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and you play this muted up here, and you play the open A string. AC/DC is infamous for using this song on here, or this chord I should say. And then you got B, C, 2 frets, D, E, F, E, and then A again. Well, wait. Let's repeat that real quick. So I can't do the alphabet today. We're going to do A, B, C. Between B and C is half stop right there. Then D, and between D and E, then we do between E and F is half stop right there. So F, G, A. That's correct on there. Let's repeat. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, and then G, A. So you see how they sound like thunderous and powerful, especially if you throw an electric guitar behind them and you put distortion on it and stuff. But like I say, you can play these on acoustic or electric, so when you're learning, they're really quick ways to play rock and roll and all that good stuff. Steps to play on here: you place your index finger on the root note, you place your ring finger 2 frets higher, typically on the next frets up like I was showing you before. Add your pinky on the next string for an octave. Okay, so octave, let's go back to G5 for a minute. So G5 is this. Is between the root note on the G on the 6th string, and then the D, which would be technically on the 5th string on the 5th fret. So here's your G. Now if I play the pinky right next door on the 5th fret of the D string, you can play an octave because there's your G note right there again, coming back at you. So octave might sound more powerful. You can get an octave pedal, of course, if you're playing electric guitar as well, but octaves sound really, really cool. Like if you're trying to harmonize things, or you could go ahead and put 2 guitarists side by side, like you and one of your buddies or whatever and stuff, and like you could be chunking away up here. Got the octave thing going on. And if we found G, that'd be B, C, D, E, F. Down here, be like, there's your other G on there too. So like one of you could be playing low, one of you could be playing the high, and it might sound kind of cool together on like a record or something like that. Couple other things on here is strum only the strings that you are fretting. And so like when I play this power chord up here for this G, see how I'm just playing 2 strings technically. Like I'm muting this with the fat part of my ring finger right there, so I get that big sound. Just playing those 2 notes, I should say. Same thing right here, same thing right here as well. See, I get that muted right there with just a little fat part of my finger. And then if you're doing something else, like if you're gonna play the A chord right up here again, what I do is I wrap my thumb around here to mute that E string, so I get that sound. And that's a little bit easier because when you go, whatever AC/DC does right there, be like, I could try to figure that out, but be like, something like that. But you see how those power chords are starting to go into that AC/DC-esque kind of sound, or like you get Metallica, you got a lot of Guns N' Roses, stuff like that from way back in the day with like old rock and hard rock and stuff like that. And so let's go ahead and play through a couple movable shapes on here. So a great thing about power chords is they're movable. Slide the same shape up or down the neck to play different chords. So you got like your A5, which is your root on the 5th fret, your low E string. You got your root on the 7th fret for the B5, which is a low E string, and then root on the 8th fret of the low E string on there for C5. So if I was to play like A5, which is right here, B5, and C5 right there. I got a little bit of rattle right there. I gotta fix this on here a little bit. Most of the time I play open stuff on this guitar with the action, but I could put together a G, an A, and let's see. So anyways, getting a little bit into punk territory right there, I guess, with the progression being that fast, but you get the idea how you can play these power chords and you can go ahead and mess around with that stuff. One thing I will note is if you have a beginner guitar sort of like this, just make sure to retune, because maybe your guitar starts going out of tune. These strings are pretty stretched. And to tune on there, if you remember the song Metallica Enter Sandman in particular, remember the low E from the power chord E5 right there? And then just push your E string where it needs to be for tuned, get that sound, and push your 5th fret of the 6th string, and then you get your next one up for your A. Same thing right here, you're going to push 5th fret of the A string, get your D, 5th fret of the D string, you're going to get your G, a little bit flat, there we go, and that'll be the 4th fret of the G string for your B. You can hear how those are off. There you go. 5th fret of the B string will be your E right there, which that's off too a bit. Probably have to retune with an actual tuner, but you get the idea. Yep, so anyways, when we get into those power chords on here, here's a quick rock progression that you can go ahead and play with. So A5 up to C5 to G5 to D5, which would be, let's see, A5, C5, G5, and then D5. See how you just slide them up and down, you're not moving your fingers on the frets too much on there. The only thing you do is if you did like an A to a D, right there you just so you can slide them up and down as much as you want to on there. You can get to, no, that won't work technically on there because Theory's got a different thing on there. You don't have a perfect 5th on there, but you need a perfect 5th for a power chord technically. So that's power chords for today on here. They're just 2-note chords that you can go ahead and play through and play a lot of rock songs out there. And when you start this, like I was doing with Enter Sandman, just I even slide up here to come up to the 7. See, it's all power chords right there. Till you get to this little. since I played that, but that was like one of my go-tos way back in the 90s, like a long time ago. So anyways, you guys got questions, pop them into the comments below. That's power chords for today. We're working on a lot of different things that you guys can start out with this week so that you can go through different things. I'll be doing some different songs soon. We'll be doing some more scales soon for those of you that are practicing leads. I'll be doing some things that I want to learn on theory as well because I want to share those with y'all. If you dig what we do, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, leave the comments and stuff. Join our Facebook group. It's Charlie Plays Guitars. Helps me to run this Charlie's 2025 Guitar Challenge, you know. And my ultimate goal for myself is to learn all the theory I never learned 30-something years ago because my wife got me this beautiful guitar. Now, I'll be honest, what I'm hoping to do is save enough money eventually in this year to buy upgraded guitar. I've got an old Takamine G230 sitting way back in a different spot, and this Epiphone's sitting right here. I'm in Columbia at the moment, and I want to get either Yamaha FG830 to kind of graduate to, or ultimate one, real ultimate one. To be honest, I would like a Gibson J45. Maybe we'll go ahead and we'll throw a little thing in the comments one day with some things on there where you guys can go ahead and maybe comment on that stuff. I don't want to do a donation. Do you guys think a donation thing would be a good idea? I'm doing all these videos just for fun because I want to go ahead and learn. But if you guys want to help me out to learn as well, like maybe we can throw up a tip bucket or something like that. I don't know, but let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks as always for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.